The time is now for the American people to speak up. At a time when the American healthcare system is deeply broken, we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to all people. We pay the highest costs. Trump's big, beautiful bill will make that situation in healthcare even worse. As a result of that legislation, 15 million Americans will be thrown off of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Studies from Yale University and the University of Pennsylvania suggest that when you throw 15 million low-income and working-class people off of the health care they have, some 50,000 Americans will die unnecessarily every single year.
If you have Obamacare and you don't want it to be 75% more expensive, then you want Democrats to win this government shutdown. That's what's on the line. Simple as that. Republicans want to pass a resolution that will make subsidies for Obamacare disappear and in turn make it 75% more expensive for the average person. Democrats don't want that to happen. Which would you prefer?
The government shutdown was just a couple of days ago, but yesterday, October 2nd, I got this letter talking about how my monthly premiums are going to go up for my health insurance. They obviously sent this out before the shutdown even took place in order for me to get it yesterday. So look at this. 2025 monthly payment is $218. They broke it down for me though. Thank you. Here's the math, bitch. Monthly premium of $627 minus $409 of financial help you get each month. That's the Affordable Care Act going away. So $627 is right now. Starting in January, it's going to be $727. So not only did they take away the $409, they increased this motherfucker by $100 a month. What the fuck?
They are absolutely correct, you guys. And right here is a little side-by-side comparison because, you know, Maga, they love to look at charts and they need something, some sort of picture so that they can really understand things. So this is with the Affordable Cares Act. This is without the Affordable Cares Act. And this is what the Democratic Party was trying to stop before this whole government shutdown because the Republican Party wants to remove the Affordable Cares Act. That's what they want to do. It's not about undocumented migrants getting health care. It is not about that. It is about the lower class and middle class citizens here in the United States of America that can afford health insurance, plain and simple. And here's the other thing, you guys. The job market, the economy, since Donald Trump has taken office, it is the worst economy since peak COVID time. The worst economy. The job market, non-existent. Every single month when they end up releasing the jobs report, guess what? They're not adding new jobs. They're taking away jobs here in America. That is what they are doing. And for those that aren't from America, you guys have to understand this also. A simple hospital visit for someone, if they don't have health insurance, let's say they go to the hospital, they have to go to the emergency room and they're sick and they need urgent care right then and there. A simple visit can literally cost the American person thousands, if not tens of thousands, just going to the hospital. And I know you're thinking, well, just don't pay the bill. Well, here in America, guess what? If you have a job, they will garnish your wages. So now you're making even less money on your paycheck because you ended up having an emergency visit to the hospital. Also, here in America, if you don't have health insurance, and let's say you get taken by an ambulance and everything, let's say you need an ambulance and you call, you're like, yo, I need someone, you know, that right there could be tens of thousands of dollars as well. Let me know your thoughts in your comments over this way, because that is what the Democratic Party is trying to stop with this whole government shutdown.
Americans don't even get affordable health care right now. What the fuck makes you think immigrants do? They're not trying to take away health care for immigrants. They're trying to take away health care for you.
We all have to get behind the Democrats calling for a shutdown. And Trump supporters, I am talking to you too. We need the Affordable Care Act subsidies to become permanent. And over 50 conservative groups are urging Trump to let them expire. And let me tell you, this is one example of the math. A couple who are 55 years old, collectively bringing in $85,000 a year, currently pay, on average, in healthcare premiums $7,500 a year. If these Affordable Care Act subsidies expire, their premium, are you listening to me, Trump supporters? Their premium jumps to $24,000 a year. So while the billionaire class continues to become ungodly wealthy under this administration, private healthcare insurers and all of their executives are going to make a shit ton of money because they'll get to charge you another $17,000 a year. Just a couple making $85,000 a year. A lot of us don't make that much. Who can afford to have 25% of their income go to healthcare premiums? We're just going to become uninsured. No one's going to be able to afford that. Are you ready for this, Trump supporters? Instead of owning the libs, can we not all get together and agree this is really, really, really bad and it's okay to jump sides one issue at a time?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, things are not the same in America, especially to the Maga people. Maga people, they are really crying, they are really suffering, and also majority of them, they are regretting for voting for DJT. So in this video, we are going to see Trump voters freak out as their healthcare costs explode after government shutdown. So we are going to see how majority of Trump supporters, they are freaking out as their healthcare cost explodes after government shut down. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this compilation of video and see how MAGA people that have come out and react after their healthcare cost explode. So watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe. We are heading to 100,000 subscribers. Kindly subscribe. Watch this. I'll be back with more comment.
This is what will happen to your health insurance premiums if Republicans successfully get rid of the ACA, Affordable Care Act tax credits that are keeping them here, okay? Republicans are actively trying to get rid of these as we speak. It's kind of the whole reason the government is shut down right now and why Democrats are fighting so fucking hard to prevent this from happening. This right here is a plan from Anthem. This is for the year 2025. It is $307. This is for an individual who makes $65K a year in the state of Georgia. This is the exact same plan projected for 2026 without those tax credits for the same individual who lives in the state of Georgia making $65K a year. This is a $300 plan versus a $900 plan. This is why Democrats are fighting so hard, and Republicans want you to be convinced that no, they've shut down the government because they want to give free healthcare to undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrants are not allowed to have Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. They are not allowed to benefit from the Affordable Care Act. They do not benefit. They pay taxes on this. They pay taxes for this. They don't get to benefit from the system. So maybe you should worry about your damn self, because without the Affordable Care Act tax credits that Democrats are fighting so fucking hard to extend, you won't be able to afford health insurance.
I pulled a Republican aside on the floor. And I said, hey man, there's no cameras around here. I just want to understand. Like, I'm not here to put you on blast in front of a camera. Just person to person. I genuinely want to understand, because people think that trying to understand another person means that you agree with them or that you're being soft on them. And it's a huge problem in this day and age, because that mentality really prevents people from being able to connect and persuade. But I pulled this guy aside and I said, hey man, like, I know that you represent a couple of rural hospitals, and this bill is going to devastate rural hospitals. I just want to know from your perspective, are you worried about that? What are you thinking about with your hospitals and your people? Because a lot of people don't know, like a ton of ACA recipients are in red states. A lot of Medicaid recipients are in red states. These are like Trump voters that are almost disproportionately, in many circumstances, being negatively affected. And so I said, like, walk me through how you see this. And he was like, yeah, I just don't believe it. He's like, I know that you guys need to make a big deal out of this to like score political points, but I just don't believe it. And I'm kind of sitting here like, this data shows that this bill is going to devastate a lot of people. But a lot of these folks just like don't believe that data. You know, there was one hospital in one of these districts. I was like, yeah, we might have to close. And they are now on their back foot. Like, they thought this was just a Democratic talking point. And now that their own people are being affected and their own hospitals are warning them, they are now kind of low-key panicking.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the biggest reason that there's a government shutdown is because the ACA, Affordable Care Act, has tax credits about to expire. Now, this wasn't a case in previous CRs, but it is the case now. So if they do nothing and just sign what it is now, like you people are saying the Democrats should just do, that means the Affordable Care Act will become increasingly more expensive for American families once those credits expire at the end of the year. Is that simple enough for you?
This is not a fight over tax credits. This is a fight over your ability to go to a pharmacy and afford your insulin.
I got a call from a constituent who wanted to tell us that if her healthcare premiums go up, they won't be able to afford it because it'll essentially be more than their mortgage. Right? There are real people who we're fighting for, real people every day who we are representing, and especially in government shutdowns where we don't take it lightly, right? This is a last case scenario, a worst case scenario, and something that you only do when there is something that is really worth fighting for. And right now, it is really important that we fight for Americans' health care.
Do Democrats want to give illegal immigrants health care at your expense? Is that what the government shutdown fight is all about? Is it really based on a word game that could actually cost Americans hundreds in health care? Here's the trick that President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance are playing on you. It's a word game trick. Yes, some migrants get health care benefits, but they're not illegal immigrants. They're called lawfully present. They include refugees, asylum seekers, DACA recipients, people with work visas. They have legal status. They pay taxes. They're following the rules. Back in March, Republicans stripped health care from 1.4 million of these legal immigrants in Trump's tax bill. Now the Republicans are calling that same group illegals to make the Democrats look bad for wanting to restore the cuts. And the actual undocumented immigrants, the illegal immigrants, they can only get emergency room care, which is a fraction of 1% of healthcare spending. They can't get Medicaid, they can't get Medicare, or ACA subsidies. That's been the federal law. Since 1996, nothing has changed. Here's what matters to your wallet. Without these ACA subsidies, 24 million American citizens will see premiums jump 75%. That's hundreds of dollars more per month for health insurance for American citizens. So don't fall for a word game. The fight here is about keeping healthcare affordable for Americans.
Okay, I want you to grab your most recent healthcare bill right now. You can pause this, whatever. Get your monthly statement for your health insurance. Get it now and look at it. If you are one of millions of people out there who get a monthly subsidy, it's an annual subsidy divided by every month when you pay into the Affordable Care Act insurance plans. Take a look at your bill and see if you can see the negative number, the amount of money they deduct from what you owe that is being paid by the government. That is your health care subsidy. Look at that number. It's going to be hundreds of dollars, if not low thousands. Okay, that's what is about to expire at the end of December. And that is why the Democrats are not voting along with the Republicans. The Republicans want that to expire. The Democrats don't. Your bill will stay the same, or if the Republicans have their way, it's going to skyrocket by probably at least $500 to over $1,000 a month. Them's is the facts. Look at your bill.
The Republicans saying that Democrats want to shut down the government to give illegal aliens healthcare benefits is fucking crazy. I've looked it up. I found nowhere, unless they're refugees, where illegal immigrants get free healthcare like Medicaid, like regular American citizens do. That is just misinformation. It is false. It is fake. Most of the people on Medicaid and food stamps are in rural areas, red states, even blue states. Regular American family homes. They're saying this stuff to trick people into thinking that's what's happening with our Medicaid dollars so they could take away your health care for your kids and pregnant women and other families just struggling to survive as it is, let alone having to worry about if your kid has Medicaid or not.
Democrats in the Senate voted to keep the government closed for the remainder of the weekend, and the question is, are there actually illegal aliens receiving Medicaid? That whole thing is the impetus of our shutdown. And whether you like this or not, it's an undisputed fact that under the Biden administration, there were undocumented immigrants receiving taxpayer-funded health care. Here are the facts. Last year, Medicaid costs for emergency services for illegal aliens skyrocketed 142%, totaling $9.1 billion. From 2020 to 2024, Medicaid spending for emergency services for illegals tripled under Joe Biden, up 196%. In 2023, under the Biden administration, South California's, and I quote, entire healthcare system was being bombarded by illegal aliens, enforcing American citizens to endure longer wait times. In Denver, Colorado, the CEO of Denver Health stated that 8,000 illegal immigrants made 20,000 visits to the city's health center in 2023. That all left an uncompensated bill totaling over $10 million. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that there are about 1.2 million illegal immigrants receiving Medicaid. Those are just a few examples. So that's why in the one big beautiful bill that was passed a few months ago, the Trump administration and Republicans made sure that those who are not American citizens were not receiving free taxpayer-funded health. Democrats want to add all that money back and give people who did not deserve free healthcare free healthcare. If somebody says to you there are no illegal aliens receiving Medicaid, you show them this.
So I've been looking at like how much healthcare premiums are estimated to skyrocket, right? If the Republicans do not agree to extend, the ACA cuts and subsidies and they're going to double, triple, quadruple, y'all. And so many people are going to be without healthcare starting January. I'm scared. I've had healthcare all my life. I know I'm privileged in that way to have had healthcare all my life, good healthcare all my life, but I'm worried because next year may be the first year that I don't have healthcare, and I'm a single person, right? So, and I already pay for the top premiums of healthcare, right? Like, I don't even know how to explain because I don't even understand shit, but I pay, it's expensive, and that's gonna go up. I'm a single person. I don't got to worry about me, right? And I'm worrying about how much healthcare is going to cost and whether or not I will be able to afford it. How that looks for me. Does it make sense to pay astronomically, for healthcare in America versus going outside of America to get healthcare? Or in case of an emergency, like what happens? Even my primary doctor, she's no longer accepting insurance, so I actually have to find another doctor. She's going away from insurance completely, and there are a lot of doctors that are doing that right now. So it's just like the system is broken, but it's breaking even further. And what the fuck? What are we supposed to do?
When I say that the health insurance industry is cyclical and destructive and a perfect encapsulation of the rest of the U.S. economy,
I'm not kidding. The way health insurance is supposed to be set up is you pay into it monthly, and then when you need coverage for a procedure, a visit, or some medication or anything else, they're supposed to step in and either cover it in full or in part. That's how it's supposed to be, but they don't because they're too focused on denying you so that they can cover their bottom line. Then you add in the rising costs of living on top of Trump's tariffs, which raise the cost of living exponentially, so they now have to raise their premiums to protect their bottom line. Now, as a reaction, healthy people who only use their insurance maybe once a year realize they can cover that cost out of pocket because it's cheaper than paying monthly into their insurance, so they drop their insurance. Now that insurance company is stuck with only people who actually need coverage and use it more than once a year. So now they have to raise their premiums to protect their bottom line. And because they're focused on not just profits, but record-breaking profits, they have to expectedly raise their premiums regularly to maintain that growth path in a market that shouldn't really be growing. And as a result, their customer base gets smaller and smaller and smaller because less and less people can afford it. So then they go into debt, and then a larger company merges with them. So now they have a new customer base that they can then repeat the entire cycle to. And then when that gets too big, they have two options. They can either go to the government for a bailout, which usually happens, or they can start over, lower the prices, but you get lower coverage. And then they just start the cycle over and over again. And then you get less and less coverage for the cost of more and more. It is parasitic and self-destructive.
Donald Trump is pushing a $20 billion bailout for healthcare for Argentinians. That's right. $20 billion of U.S. backing for a country that already has free universal healthcare for every single one of its own people. And it's not just Argentina, friend. We also send billions to Israel, which is another country where healthcare is guaranteed. No premiums, no deductibles, no insurance games like we have to face here. So what does that mean, you ask? It means we're paying for free healthcare abroad, while here in the United States, families go bankrupt over medical bills. Americans can't afford their insurance premiums. Rural hospitals are closing. People skip life-saving prescriptions because they can't afford them. And it gets worse. Trump's own allies, the Maga extremists, are now talking about racial profiling in hospitals, friend. They want doctors and nurses to demand papers before giving emergency care. Let that sink in. If you have got the wrong skin color, the wrong accent, or even the wrong job, they want you bleeding out in an ER until you can prove that you belong. This is where we are. We are funding free healthcare in Argentina, free healthcare in Israel, and at the same time, MAGA wants to make sure Americans here at home don't get affordable care. And some people might not even get emergency treatment at all, by the way. So how is that America First exactly? It isn't about saving money. It isn't about fairness. It's about a system that will subsidize healthcare everywhere else but here, while punishing the most vulnerable people in our communities. So the question is simple. Why are Americans the only ones who are told we can't afford healthcare while our tax dollars keep paying for it everywhere else?
People deserve free or at least affordable health care, and that shouldn't be a divisive take, but in the United States it is. And Democrats are fighting for millions of Americans to retain at least some semblance of affordable health care, even as Republicans wish to strip it away from Americans. And that's at the crux what this government shutdown is about. Democrats wish to keep people with benefits that otherwise would make certain that they do not have access to affordable health care. And when we say they won't have access to affordable health care, who among us can take an almost $27,000 a year hit? Because that's exactly what's going to happen to the average American utilizing Affordable Care Act subsidies. In the top 5 states, according to a new analysis done, the average cost paid is $2,750 a year with subsidies. Without the subsidies, that average cost is expected to rise to $30,000 for the average family. So you're going to go from just under $216-ish a month to almost or right at $2,500 a month. Who among us can afford that kind of change just to make certain that we and our families are healthy? Because that's what Democrats are fighting for, is to keep money in American citizens' pockets and out of the pockets of billionaire corporations and CEOs. They want to make certain that the middle class and low income are protected, while Republicans want to put more money in billionaires' pockets.
They can't even afford rent, let alone covering health care for themselves or their children. But do you see what they're doing? They're cutting health care for 13.7 million Americans, the largest cut to health care in U.S. history, to give tax cuts to billionaires and to big corporations. This is your priority. Live with it. Defend it. Speak about why it is you are doing this. Because that is the consequence of your actions. Donald Trump told you to do it? Or is this what your constituent asked for?
I can tell you right now, I represent New Jersey. Up and down my state, people are afraid, people are hurting. People who run hospitals, who run clinics are saying there is a tsunami coming to this state and to this nation. We have to stand up and fight right now. This is a time where we all should be coming together to do something to alleviate the rising costs, the loss of health care, and the pain that Americans are about to get hit with.
So Republicans shut down the government because they want to take health care away from millions of people. Even if you believe the lies that this is all about undocumented immigrants, how can you think you're a good person wanting to take away health care from millions of people? How do you call yourself a Christian? Do you really think this is what Jesus would do? Taking away health care from fellow Christians? And if you remember the last time the Republicans tried to shut down the government, what was it over? Food stamps. They wanted to take away food disproportionately from hungry kids. How can you think you're on the side of good? How do you call yourself a patriot and yet want to take away health care from millions of people? And if your immediate reaction is to go, oh yeah, well the Democrats bad, that's you being defensive because you know deep down.
The shutdown fight has exposed how broken our healthcare system is. Can you believe that premiums are going to go up 100% for 24 million American families if we don't extend the tax credits for the Affordable Care Act? That means tens of thousands of people will go without care, and thousands of people will simply die without care. The reality is we need Medicare for all in this country. Every person from the day they are born should have health care. This is the time to reintroduce the idea of Medicare for all and start to demand that we vote on it in the Capitol.
My friend who's retired, I believe she's 67 now, just got her Medicare Advantage premium details for next year. And her out-of-pocket maximum expense went from $4,200 a year to over $10,000. So if she has some kind of emergency where she requires hospitalization or emergency room care on a retiree's income, she gets to pay up to $10,200. This is Republican policy. She lives in the state of Indiana. And this is what all the cuts to everything are doing, all the budget cuts to every state. And these are the decisions each state is making individually on what's going to be cut, who's going to have to pay more. And people think that there's going to be an end to this shutdown. You've got Caroline Leavitt lying, Donald Trump lying about all these people not getting paid, all of these layoffs. They don't give a rat's ass about layoffs. If they did, they would have cared about the 280,000 federal workers who lost their job because the guy who runs X and his little 19-year-olds wanted to give so much more money to the billionaire class in tax cuts that they just stuck it to all of us. They didn't care about those 280,000 employees, former employees. And now we're coming up to nearly 1 million Americans laid off because of the tariffs, because of all the funding cuts, because of all the deportations. Almost 1 million employees. They don't care about them. They don't care about them. And to think that Republicans actually believe this administration cares about the government workers being furloughed right now over this shutdown thing. Macro view. Project 2025 wants the Affordable Care Act completely dismantled. They're gutting it. This is on their way to doing that. Once it's gutted, there'll be no more government subsidies for any of us, meaning our tax dollars being pooled collectively and then dispersed to bring down our healthcare costs. No, instead, they're going to privatize everything. So their cronies are going to make a shit ton of money starting companies that can fill the need, or just giving contracts to the companies that already exist, all those MAGA donors. And nothing will be for us. Everything will be out of pocket. We are fucked. So this shutdown is not going to end because Republicans care about people being laid off, or because they care about how much we're going to be paying for health care. So there you go. In the meanwhile, look for all your premium hikes next year. And now foreclosures, it was just announced, foreclosures are at an all-time high because people can't afford to live in their homes. It's all coming together swimmingly.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how majority of Trump supporters, Maga people, they are freaking out because of their healthcare cost explode. Right now, majority of them, they are feeling the pinch. And guys, I remember black people, they are the ones who came out and warned these MAGA people. They warned these white folks, the Republicans, not to vote for this administration. But these people, they ignore the warnings from black people. They went ahead and vote for, to against their own interests. They went ahead and vote for racism. They voted so that they can punish black people. So right now, the black people could be suffering how these people they are suffering. So these people, they were expecting black people to suffer, but not them to suffer. So right now, we are seeing that these people, they are freaking out. They are really mad because of the healthcare costs. Right now, majority of them, they cannot afford to pay their medical bill. And we saw the other day, we saw Republicans, they came out and vote to crash the big beautiful bill. And these people, they were happy. They were saying that this big beautiful bill, it is helping the migrant people. It is helping. It is not important to them. It is losing the big beautiful bill. It is losing more money. So these people, they went ahead, the Republicans, they went ahead and vote to crash the big beautiful bill. So right now, we are seeing the people who are really being affected. It is them white folks, especially for those low-income people. The big beautiful bill, it was helping those low-income people by paying them their medical bill, by helping the rural hospital. It was also benefiting from the big beautiful bill. But right now, we are seeing the rural some of the rural hospital, it has been it is now threatening to shut down because there's no money which it is there's no funding money which it is coming in the rural hospital. And also, we have been seeing the children also, that have been affected because the big beautiful bill, it was helping the children, it was giving them the snack. But since the big beautiful bill, it was crashed, things have really changed in America. And that's why the healthcare in America, it is going to be more expensive than before. It is going to be more expensive, and these MAGA people, they need, right now, they should not just freaking out. The cost of healthcare, it is going to be more expensive to a point whereby majority of them, they will be I don't know what I can say to them, but majority of them, they understand. So guys, I want to read some of the comment here and see what majority of people they have come out and say. And also guys, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be reading it, and let's see what people they have to say to this according to this video of today. So this one is saying that the so-called richest nation in the world can't afford universal health care. What a F joke. So you can see right now, this one is saying that the so-called richest nation in the world cannot afford universal health care. What a F joke. Yeah, so this one is saying that a Canadian here, my monthly health care cost $29 and that cover everything I may need. a little bit of socialism is wonderful. Yeah, so this one is a Canadian, is also trying to educate the MAGA people. This one is saying that most Americans don't even know that Obamacare is the ACA. So this one is saying that that's what you get when you vote Republican. So this one is saying, is telling them that it is what you get when you vote Republican. This one is saying that I thought MAGA hated Obamacare. Now they want it. MAGA farmers hated socialism. Now they are begging for a handout. Wow, things are really boiling so fast to the MAGA people. This was saying that racism is expensive, ain't it? Exactly. Right now, the MAGA people, they are realizing that racism, it is very expensive. But these people, they are realizing when they are going through the challenges and the struggle. But if they were not going through these challenges and the struggle, these people, they could have been stay silent. If the black people, they could be the only one who are suffering right now in America, these people, they wouldn't talk. So this one is saying that Republicans are lying about healthcare, just as they lied about Project 2025. They got rid of your jobs and farms. You going to let them take your healthcare too? Exactly. So we know how the farmers, they have been going bankrupt, how the farmers, they have been abandoning their farms, because the farmers also, they voted for deportation, and these people, they knew very well that the people who are helping them in the farms, they are immigrant people, and these people, they went ahead and voted for deportation. So in their farms, there is no workers. The workers, they are not showing up, and because of the workers, they are not showing up, it has made them to lose the crops. The crops, they have been rotting in the farms, and also they have been abandoned their farms. And the people who now, right now, they are buying these farms, it is JD Vance and the billionaires in the government, that the ones who are buying the white farmers' farms. So this one is telling them that these people, they lie to you. You have abandoned your farms. These people, they are coming and taking your farms, and right now they are coming and taking your health care away. So this one is telling the MAGA how things it is going to be. This one is saying that we will have the freedom to die from lack of health care. This one saying that what happened to the $17 trillion Trump say he collected from the world seems to be enough to cover all health care for everyone. Yeah, exactly. This was saying that voting Republican isn't like shooting yourself in the foot, but putting on bomb vest where you hurt not just yourself but others. This one is saying that, remember, this is the same country that bailed out the bank when they did wrong. This one is saying that healthcare should be affordable for all people. Exactly, healthcare should be affordable, but right now healthcare, it is not affordable to all people. The people, especially those poor people, that are the ones who are really suffering. So this one saying that this is what happens when your healthcare system is profit based. They don't care about you. This was saying that many of the people who now can't afford healthcare voted for this. This was saying that think about how peaceful these upcoming years would have been if Kamala would have won is somehow crazy. This one saying that take away healthcare and pay $2,000 a month for life saving med while working a $20 hour job while the CEO is making 8-figure. This was saying that greatest country in the world. This one saying that this is what a concept of a plan looks like. You MAGA vote for this mess. Exactly, MAGA people are the ones who voted for this mess. This was saying that the best and smart option for Americans, if you can get out of this country, a sub to a country that actually value human life. America is descending into cruelty and madness. This was saying that GOP gives no F as about working class America. This was saying that, well, MAGA, this is what you voted for. This was saying that no healthcare means hospital closing, doctors leaving, nurse fired, elderly care gone. So this one saying that we pay for their med insurance and they take ours away. So this one saying that, and for those of you not getting insurance through the ACA, make no mistake, this affect you too. There are more people that drop out of insurance plans. The few people to spread the risk for the insurance companies. The result will be your fate going up as well. Yeah, this one saying that in Spain we have free medical and hospital service, but if someone want private care, it costs approximately $60 a month. Wow, you can see in that it is in Spain. This one saying that thank Christ I am Canadian and actually get health care, not excuse from corrupt politician. This was saying that exactly why we need universal health care like every one of the other of the 54 developed countries of the planet. This was saying that they want you unassured, they want you dead. Yeah, so guys, these are some of the comments that majority of people they have come out and share in the comment section, and also you guys, you can share in the comment section. I'll be reading it in my next video. Thank you so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.